Hello, magical souls. Welcome if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. This is Cosmic Connections, and I am Carissa, a clear channel and conduit for divine light and loving messages. So today we're going to be channeling some divine messages from your higher self if you are looking for a little bit of spiritual guidance or just general guidance in your life right now. Whenever you come across this message, just know that it is timeless, so if it comes up and you're drawn to it, it is definitely meant for you and intended for you. So I have set the intention that this message will bring clarity into your consciousness, into your awareness, into your life. I have our three main cards, and then I also was guided to choose 3 Ascended Master cards. So these are going to be Ascended Masters or deities that want to work with you, that your higher self is calling you to work with. And then the last thing I just want to mention is that this is going to be a message centered around either something that you can't see right now and that your higher self wants to bring to your awareness, or something that you need to see right now. So, for group number 1, we have In a Tangle, and I would like to keep the Ascended Master cards a surprise for when you go ahead and skip ahead to your reading. So we have In a Tangle, number 4, and for group number 2, we have number 39 with Bend and Be. For group number 3, we have number 2 with Heart Wisdom. And just keep in mind that if you are drawn to more than one group, I am feeling there's some connections here, so just trust your own intuition to guide you and lead you to the messages of divine light that are intended for you. Like I said, I'm going to keep the Ascended Master cards a secret, a surprise for you, and you can feel free to skip ahead to your reading in the timestamps below. Also keep in mind, I am running a special for November 2024. I have these kind of like mini spiritual guidance readings that you can purchase for $11.11 if you are looking for a more personalized message from your spirit guides, your higher self, a God source energy, your angels, whatever it is that you're looking for at the current time that is present. So, thank you very much for being here with me for another reading. I am Carissa, and this is Cosmic Connections, and you will see me in your reading. Hello, magical group number 1. Thank you very much for being here for your divinely channeled message from your higher self. And if you didn't watch the intro, that's totally fine. But what came through this morning was that this is going to be a message that you have not been able to see, about something you have not been able to see, or something that you need to see. And I'm just going to quickly mention something as to why that has come through, because that came through directly this morning. I was driving this morning, and there was so much fog, and I have not experienced fog like this in, years. So, and then I heard something needs to be seen. So there is something that your higher self wants to let you know through this message about something that you're not seeing clearly, or something that you just need to see. So you have chosen card number 4, In a Tangle, and your affirmation that comes along with this card is, I am strong, fierce, capable, and free, which is very interesting. That's going to be kind of like the motto, the center of your reading, is that affirmation. So we'll say it one more time. I am strong, fierce, capable, and free. This is something that your higher self really wants to remind you of, is that even though you've been feeling potentially stuck or frozen in time, I heard when I was connecting in with your energy, ungrounded, quite literally in a tangle, I'm getting that a lot of that is within your mind, within your consciousness, as well as it could be in your mind and or within manifestation. So creating a manifestation, drawing in, attracting in a manifestation. But a lot of this is stemming from your mind. And I'm being called to say, look behind you and remember how free your spirit is, with these free wild horses in the background. it is really only the hold of your own thoughts that is keeping your mind feeling tangled and stuck. And the Ascended Master that wants to come through, that your higher self has called upon for you to potentially work with moving forward for the next period of time, is Ishel. And she is the maiden goddess of the Mayan people and childbirth. And so what I'm getting here is that she is, in her, well, let me say her quote as well. I am a warrior of consciousness. So that's very tied into what we were talking about with the Untitled card. You are the warrior of your consciousness. You are the one in control and in power of your consciousness, which is your mind. And your higher self is coming through to remind you of this. So there's a lot of energy of fertility within the mind, fertility of consciousness. And if you want to or are called to work with Ishel over the next however much time you're called to do so, you can call upon her and she can help assist you with bringing in clarity to your consciousness, bringing in clarity to the connection, or with the connection, to the connection with your higher self, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So before we start, those were the few things that came through from the beginning, but I want to actually read a couple things from the guidebooks because I really love how some of these things were phrased, and I really, I just feel like there are some people out there that these specific phrasings and wordings of how they describe these cards are really going to assist you. So we have the Untitled card. I just want to read a little bit. It won't be too much. So it says, oh no, Benny was lassoing horses with Rancher Cotton and got all tangled up. Not to worry, Benny knows how to get out of tricky situations. And so you are, this is Benny Blue, he's in every card of this deck, the Inner Child Oracle. You are just like this. You are just like this little cute rabbit. You know how to get out of this tricky mental situation. Okay, you might not know in this moment right now, but that's part of why this reading is coming through to you, but also you have the wisdom in your soul to know how to get out of this mental, I'm hearing muck, like you're in this almost like a quicksand, almost in like a sinking sand kind of energy. Life's tricky tangles test, challenge, and provide us with opportunities to grow wiser and stronger. They can be blessings in disguise. The obstacles we must work through build our resilience and ready us for all that lies ahead. So just know that a lot of this is occurring for you to build your resilience. A lot of this is occurring for you to remember how you got out of other tricky situations, how you got out of other tangles, and to call upon that inner warrior of yourself. Call upon that inner warrior to help guide your mindset, your thinking, your consciousness. It's easy to get caught up in a problem. We may become overwhelmed and unsure of how to proceed. This can lead to overthinking, overworking, or a sense of paralysis that causes us to linger in a state of unease and stress. So that is what I was getting from the beginning, is like not feeling very grounded, feeling kind of stuck, feeling kind of frozen, like they mentioned, paralysis, that kind of energy. And just kind of like, I see you in this, quite literally, this energy of like, just, you're not really sure where to step, not really sure how to get out of this tangle, to get this lasso off of you, this mental lasso off of you. This card reminds you that you are stronger than you believe. You are a fierce soul capable of rising to any challenge. No matter how overwhelming a problem may seem, there is always a solution. Don't be afraid to ask for help from those better equipped or who have experience with this type of dilemma. Use the problem-solving tools you've acquired through your other challenges to rise to this one. It might take a few tries to figure it all out, but you will be so proud of yourself when you become untangled. You are more capable than you think. The hardest knot to untie is often the first one. Soon you will see it all unravel. You only need to begin. And the visual that came through from your higher self surrounding this specific card is, you know, when you have like a stainless steel or like any kind of metal necklace and it gets really tied up and it gets really tangled and it's just like a big knot. It's a knot of a bunch of knots. And quite often the first knot that you untie actually makes it all unravel a lot easier. Have you ever noticed that? I know a lot of people don't typically have the patience to undo, knots with the necklaces, but it is something that I actually really weirdly enjoy, is like untangling necklaces. And I have noticed, it's the visual that came through, and then I've also noticed it from experience that usually that first knot is the hardest one to unravel, and then it kind of starts to all, come apart, to all untangle. So this is really just a message of confirmation for you to realize that I'm hearing this song. I don't know who it's by, I don't know what it's called, but I think the words are, the first cut is the deepest. Baby, I know. The first cut is the deepest. Maybe it's not even cut. I don't know exactly. I haven't heard that song in years. But it's like indicating that first step in, I'm hearing of awakening. So this is apparently, especially with the Ishel, the rainbow energy of like I'm getting like a magical like waterfall. This is a part of your awakening. So that makes a lot of sense as to why this is so confusing, because often awakenings, they don't come with a guidebook. They don't come with a rule book. It is really all within you to connect with your soul and to figure out, how to do this. Like, what have you done in the past that has worked when you're in a tangle, in a tricky situation? What have you done in the past that hasn't worked? This is about you looking inward with the energy of the moon goddess here, looking inward to your shadow, to your higher self, to your soul, to your mind, to your emotions, really paying attention to these things and figuring out what has worked, what hasn't worked in the past, and taking that information with you. And I'm drawn back to that visual of the necklaces all tied together. So just know that first knot that you undo is going to really help move things along, really help loosen up the tangle, loosen up the mental, I'm hearing torment, the mental, even I'm hearing destruction for some of you that it feels like. Because all you need to do is undo this one little knot and then look behind you and see the freedom of the energy of the horses behind you. So now I am called to just read a little bit about Ishel to you, because I really love how they word this as well in this guidebook. So we have Ishel, fertility. Hear my jaguar roar and enter into my consciousness. I am Ishel, the Mayan goddess of the moon, and I proclaim a new dawning in your life, which is exactly that energy of awakening. I will bless your soils with rain, wind, and freshness so that your life may be fertile once again. And I do get the sense that that is the energy that you're looking for, is that fertility within the mind, fertility within life, things flowing, things working out for you, not being so uncertain, not being so stuck feeling. Use this time to clear your past journeys and open yourself fully to the moment. Here in the now, you can plant the seeds for all your dreams, desires, and visions. Know that I, Ishel, will be by your side during this rejuvenating period. Call out to me when you gaze into the clouds and sky, and I will come by your side to serve and show you the way of light that is you. Let's say that again, actually. Call out to me when you gaze into the clouds and sky, and I will come by your side to serve and show you the way of the light that is you, which is what we were talking about. Looking within, knowing that you have this wisdom and strength within you to untangle this knot. Now is a very fertile time. Initiate your actions and dreams. A time of abundance is nearing. Clear your fields of past experiences. So right now, you're going through a period of time of rejuvenation. And so instead of seeing it as stagnicity or feeling stuck or feeling all tangled, it really is an opportunity for you to rejuvenate your mind, to look back on, like we've mentioned, past experiences and realize what's worked, what hasn't, to give yourself grace, to stop giving yourself grief about past situations that haven't worked out, to give yourself grace, to give yourself unconditionally loving energy, to forgive your past. This is about forgiving the things that haven't worked out, taking with you into your, I'm seeing you with like, I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the old times of where you have like a cloth and you put all your belongings in it and then you tie it to a stick and you put it over your back. It's like you're lightening your load. You have a new, very light suitcase, you know, as you will, whatever that thing is called, something sack or something over your back. You know what I'm talking about, with like a stick and then a cloth and all of your belongings are in it for people that are travelers and on the road. It's a very old concept. But it's like, this is about you lightening your load, lightening your grief, lightening your resentment, lightening your sorrow, your regrets, you know, letting them go and only putting in your metaphorical traveling sack the things that have worked for you and the things that are going to work with you, for you. So, and that's interesting that I said with you, because this is about you working with yourself. This is about you not fighting against yourself, but working with yourself. You know, working with your consciousness, not giving into negative thoughts, not giving into temptations that are not good for you, not giving into intrusive thoughts that are not good for you. It's about really working with your consciousness, really working with your mind and your thoughts in the way that you speak about yourself, within yourself and outwardly. Really working with this energy right now. That's why you're in this period of rejuvenation. So we can kind of translate this in a tangle, because you have the tangle energy, yes, but you also have the energy of the freedom of the horses behind you. So it's like, which energy would you like to choose for this period of time to be? How would you like to look at this period of time? Would you like to look at it as a period of rejuvenation and release and letting go of what you don't need anymore? Or do you want to keep seeing this as like a tangle and a stuck energy and just a stagnant energy? You know, what you choose now, like we talked about with Ishel, now is a fertile time for abundance to manifest. But you're planting the seeds. You're planting the mental seeds right now. So what kind of seeds do you want to plant? Do you want to plant some old seeds that you found? I'm getting a visual of like your old, dirty, dusty, musky shed that you just found some random seeds laying on the floor that are covered in dirt and bugs have been crawling all over them, and they're not healthy seeds. Do you want to plant seeds like that and be stuck in this tangle energy? Or do you want to go to an organic farm and purchase some freshly grown, non-GMO, non-pesticide seeds and plant those in your beautiful garden, and maybe plant some really beautiful organic flowers around them and really tend to this mental garden? Which energy do you want to choose right now? This is what your higher self is. This is the message that your higher self is bringing forth to you. Because if you are new to the channel, this may be new to you, but if you are returning, you've probably heard me mention that, you know, the way we think, the way we speak, the way we feel about ourselves and our situation and our life in general is what we create. So if you keep recreating this tangle energy within your mind, this will prolong. But even if this rabbit turned around and looked at the horses, maybe the rabbit is still a little stuck in a little bit of a tangle, but if he can at least turn around and see the horses, put his mind toward the energy of the freedom, maybe he can kind of move his arms a little bit, you know, finagle his way out of the tangle. But it's about putting his attention on what he wants, you know, what he wants to see. Right now his back is turned to the freedom of the horses. So a lot has come through with just your 2 initial cards. Let's dive into some more cards. I mean, we are 15 minutes in, oh my goodness, and we haven't even pulled any more cards. So, wow, that's crazy. I don't know if I've ever gone that long. There's just a lot coming from the initial energy of your cards. So now let's see from my nature deck what wants to come through as guidance from your higher self and or confirmation about your situation and everything that we've been talking about. Yeah, I can see with how long usually the cards, I've noticed collectively the cards have been taking a little bit more time to come out. And so I have to wonder if that is a collective energy of kind of that rejuvenation, kind of feeling stuck period. So we just got a few of them that all flopped over together. Let's see. Wow, we got renewal. Very interesting. We were just talking about that. Okay, yeah, I mean, wow. Okay, So we have the rose with unconditional love, we have the waterfall with renewal, we have the muskrat with adapt, and we have the dandelion with intention. And these all really truly play into what we've been talking about. With the rose energy, this is calling upon you, like we said, to be caring and nurturing and unconditionally loving with yourself, with your physical body, with your mind, with your emotions. If things rise to the surface that don't feel good, that's okay. Don't beat yourself up about it. Just acknowledge the thought, acknowledge the emotion, acknowledge the fact that you are not the emotion. The emotion is just occurring through you. And really, all that it is occurring, the purpose why it is occurring, is for you to kind of give it this waterfall renewal energy. Not only is this a card of confirmation for that rejuvenation energy we've been talking about, but this is the energy that your higher self, combined with the unconditionally loving card, is the energy that your higher self is guiding you to really call into your life and to give to yourself, is to give yourself this like unconditionally loving renewal waterfall bath, is what I'm hearing. Like just letting it all flow out without judgment, letting all of the triggers and the traumas and the guilt and the shame flow out of your consciousness, flow out of your mind. And the sun is coming through. As I was talking, I was mentioning it was very foggy earlier, and the sun is shining through as we're talking about this sun shining renewal energy. This is an energy of you adapting. So the muskrat is coming through in two ways. If you've ever seen a muskrat in the winter, these guys can adapt. The first time I ever witnessed a muskrat in nature was really crazy because I thought it was drowning. It was in a lake, and there were it was winter, but the water was a little bit melted, and there were kind of like a little bit of waves from the wind, and it was like tumbling through the waves, and I was like, oh my gosh, talking to my partner, like that little, I didn't know what it was. He of course did, because he's like that, but I was like, oh my gosh, is that animal drowning? He's like, no, it's literally fishing. Like, it's literally just getting food. That's like what they do. It's totally fine. And I was like, wow, because it literally looked like it was drowning, and that may be that energy of the tangle that you're feeling. But really, all you're doing is right now is that period of renewal and rejuvenation of you finding your nourishment, finding the nourishment for your consciousness moving forward. This is a period of collectively of like really letting go of the things that we don't need. So if it's been intense lately, obviously, this is why. It's a period of no longer being able to get away with giving into our triggers, giving into our traumas. This is about like seriously, it's Scorpio season. It's about seriously meeting our inner demons, if you will, with love. They just want to be acknowledged and told, a different way. Because like if we stuff them down and we don't ever acknowledge them and we don't ever do anything about our triggers and traumas and our inner demons, they go away for a little bit, and then they arise even stronger, and then they go away until we meet them with love, until we decide what kind of consciousness we want to choose. If we want to choose to center our mind on freedom or continue in this tangle energy. And so that, as well as, well, I guess I did sum up both meanings of the muskrat in that message. So next, moving on to the dandelion with intention. This is all we're talking about. This is about you, picking your dandelion and making your wish, setting your intention, because that is what we do when we, as children, or even if you're an adult and you like to do that as I do, blowing on a dandelion and making a wish. It's about really setting an intention for what you want to come into your life. What kind of, whether that be manifestation, whether that be emotion, whether that be feeling, thoughts and thinking patterns, or even psychic abilities, whatever it is that you want to come into your life. This is about you having a period of time of unconditionally loving rejuvenation and renewal within yourself to release what you don't need anymore, and setting the intention to move forward in the consciousness of, I'm hearing, your higher self. So what would your higher self choose? Would your higher self choose to feel tangled, or would your higher self choose to feel free? I can tell you, your higher self would definitely choose to feel free. So let's close off your reading, because it's been pretty straightforward, with some dragon power cards, dragon wisdom, and see what wants to come through, because there is this inner fire within you that what you're not seeing right now is that you may not have fully accessed yet. You may not have fully accessed this inner fire, but your higher self is calling for you to realize that it is within you. It's definitely there, and it's being, the fire is being stoked, it's being stirred beneath the surface right now. So we have hope, which is a beautiful card to end your reading with. This is more or less faith, to have faith in yourself, to have faith in your ability, have faith in your adaptability, because you are strong and resourceful, like the muskrat I'm hearing. You're very resourceful with all the things that have happened in your life. You know what isn't serving you any longer. You know what is serving you. But it's time to look within and claim those things that are serving you, and to release the things that aren't. To not give in to the things that are not serving you. Because really the toughest struggle can truly just be, we may know right from wrong when it comes to the way we think about ourselves, the way we feel about ourselves, the action we take toward ourselves. But it's the biggest struggle can really truly be taking the action that is guided by our higher selves, instead of giving into the ego, feeding the ego, and doing the thing that is going to harm us or hurt us or not serve our highest good. So your higher self wants you to know in this moment, when you come across this message, to keep the faith that it's all within you. It's all within you to make the choice to either look towards the energy of freedom or to stay in this tangle energy. To see this as a period of time of renewal, and to give yourself unconditionally loving energy toward this during this period of time. Or, to grab those old seeds from the bottom of the shed and to plant those kind of seeds and continue that kind of life. You're at a very pivotal point. I'm seeing a pathway, merging into two different ways. Do you want to plant the old seeds, or do you want to plant the new organic seeds? So a lot of metaphors have come through for you. And I intend that this message will bring you the clarity that you need the most. So if you feel called to claim this energy into your life, you can drop a rose emoji, or maybe even a water emoji. I believe that there's a few different kind of water. You can do ocean. I know there's an ocean emoji, and then there's the water drops. You can claim that energy into your life by simply just dropping that in the comments below. And along with the phrase, I am free. I mean, plain and simple, I am free from this tangle. I am free from the tangles of life. So, thank you very much, group number 1. You are a warrior of your consciousness. You truly are. Do not forget that. You have the strength and the power within you, and the wisdom within you to do what is necessary to cut the cords I'm hearing from the past. So this is a period of renewal, to cut the cords from the past and to bring out that inner fire, that inner power, that inner dragon and warrior consciousness from within you. If you would like personal guidance during this time, you can always book a full 30 to 60 minute reading, or I have a 11/11 portal special going on for the month of November 2024. It's a little mini spiritual guidance session. Links are all below, for $11.11 with me. So, thank you again for being here, group number 1. I'm very proud of you. You can do this, and I am Carissa. This is Cosmic Connections, and you will see me in the next one. Goodbye. Hello, magical group number 2. Thank you very much for being here for your divinely channeled message from your higher self about something that you haven't been able to see, and or that's something that you need to see in the moment that you come across this message, because it is timeless. So I have connected in with your higher self and your energy as well. And there are kind of two sides of the coin that are presenting themselves. There's either a group of you that are kind of feeling like you're feeling like you need clarity on a decision or a situation or a circumstance, like where to go with this, whether it be relationship or continuing or starting or leaving, a career path, a friendship. It's just, there's this energy around a situation that you're kind of not feeling you have the clarity within you to make the decision yourself. But that is not true. You do have the clarity. It's just about looking within. And there is an other side of the coin where you're kind of like trying to re-spark, rediscover, reconnect with your inner peace. There is a heavy energy of, if you have fallen out of the practice of meditation, whether that be literal meditation, sitting down and meditating, or kind of like meditative walks, yogic meditation, even coloring and kind of meditating, like anything that you did in the past that was really meditative for you, and or just basic general meditation, your higher self is calling, I'm hearing, please, calling upon you, please get back into this practice. I know that life, and if you've been interested in starting meditation in any kind of form, please start this practice. I know life can get hectic and busy, and we can get excited about meditation or meditative practices and then kind of fall out of it as we get used to it and it becomes normal, and we're like, I don't really need it, I'm too busy, I need to do this thing after work, I need to go to work, I need to take the kids here, I need to do this with the friends, like I don't have time. Hearing, carve out the time, whether that be getting up early, which I know is like, who wants to do that? I don't even like to get up early. I'm not a morning person, but I do get up so that I have at least 25 minutes in the morning to sit and meditate. You can listen to, there are thousands, maybe even millions of sound healings, meditation sounds, whatever it is that you're interested in, it's on YouTube for free. If you like the silence, that's perfect. Whatever works for you, get back into this practice. There's this huge urge coming out of my heart from your higher self to get back into this practice. If you've left it, or get into it for the first time, if you've heard how meditation really helps people but you've never tried it. There are lots of different ways. I'm not here to tell you which way is going to work for you, but just experiment. Don't give up if you're new to it, and find what works for you. Because I can sense that you've been feeling off-centered about something, whether it be life in general, your consciousness, your emotions, or a specific situation, relationship. You've been feeling off-centered and maybe even ungrounded at a lot of times. A lot of times that you're just awake and conscious, you've been feeling ungrounded potentially. And I am called to say you may be drawn to group 1, you may be drawn to group 3. I'm getting like a split. I feel like group number 2 is going to be drawn to more than just group number 2. I do feel this heavier energy with you, like I'm hearing at a loss with something, like you just don't, there's like 2 ways you can go. And there's like good and bad with each way. And so you're like, I don't know what to do. And I'm not here to tell you what to do. I am here as an incarnated messenger of divine light to give you exactly what you need to hear in the moment that you come across my messages, to help you look within and find out what is best for you to connect, help you connect with your higher self, your light team. And I don't know if you'll be able to hear it, but I'm hearing like a garbage truck outside. It's like there's so much noise outside of your mind. Like there's just so many distractions. There's so much noise distracting you from connecting in with what you really want. And I'm feeling this like fully through my whole entire body. This is definitely a different energy than group 1. I haven't done group 3 yet, but I do feel like there's like a message. If you're drawn to this reading and this is resonating in both, there's going to be some people drawn to 3, some people also drawn to group 1 as well. But this is like a full body feeling that I'm sensing, is like you're just so like distracted and also fed up and confused and unsure, just like what the heck to do. So I want to begin by reading a little bit from the guidebook from both of these cards. I don't know why I'm doing that, because I don't usually read from the guidebook, but I am very called to do so today with the initial cards. And I didn't even mention, so your Ascended Master, that you're higher, I can see that this is a very muddled energy mentally that you're in, and even emotionally as well, because I am surprised I hadn't mentioned your Ascended Master yet. It's like you have tunnel vision in a way. You're feeling you have tunnel vision, ungrounded, uncertain, off-center, knocked off balance. So your higher self is calling you to work with the Ascended Master Gautama Buddha. And the affirmation, the mantra that he holds is Mani Padme Hum. Mani Padme Hum. So you can chant this as a form of meditation as well. Just Google this phrase if you don't think you'll remember it. But you can chant it just how I did. Mani Padme Hum. You can just start your mornings that way, or like anytime you're feeling uncentered, unbalanced, off whack. I'm hearing just not well. When you need clarity, you can chant that over and over, and it will kind of help ground you and help you to refocus, kind of get out of that tunnel vision and kind of just feel calm again. You get the sense that you haven't been feeling calm, you haven't been feeling provided for, you haven't been feeling protected in whatever way, whether that be your connection with your higher self, whether that be in the physical world, whether that be in a relationship. And so to be able to find the clarity you seek, the answer to the situation or issue or problem you're having that has occurred, that is present and prevalent in your life, you need to find your peace and your calm and your clarity. And that's why you're being heavily guided to get into some form of meditation. And now this can even be like taking a boxing class, taking a karate class, like going to the gym and running on the treadmill. It doesn't have to be just sitting down and meditating. So keep your mind and your heart open to anything that's been calling you back to do again, or calling you to begin. Arts and crafts. We'll just allow whatever examples want to come up to arise through the reading, because I feel like a lot of examples are just going to pop in and out. So let's begin with reading from the guidebook about your initial card, number 39, with Bend and Be. And your affirmation for this card is, I adapt, shift, and grow. I am unbreakable. So right now, you're being asked to truly be fluid, to be movable, to be mutable, to go with the flow. Okay, to not be rigid and strict in your mind, in your heart, in your emotions, in your actions. So we have Bend and Be. Benny Blue, which is he's on every card in this deck, the inner child. Benny loves to practice yoga while the sun rises. When Benny does his daily practice, he grounds his feet and reaches toward the sky before bending backward like a willow branch. Though he bends, Benny knows he will never truly break. So it's important for you to know from your higher self that right now, whatever situation you find yourself in, it will not break you. Though it feels like it's breaking you, you will not break. You will bend. You will learn. You're being encouraged to bend instead of break. Between tension and release, there is power and struggle. You cannot have one without the other. When struggling to remain in a difficult place, we are afforded a kind of power simply by resisting the urge to retreat. By bending with the winds of life and remaining comfortably bowed and enduring, we deny the winds their power. But I actually want to say, instead of denying the winds their power, by bending with the winds of life, we actually absorb the power of the winds. We actually absorb the flow of energy, the flow of energy of life. We invite them to blow as hard and furious as they dare and deny them the satisfaction of seeing us break. This card offers you wisdom during this time of gales. Bend, do not break. If you struggle with material needs, find a compromise between what is desired and what will do for now. If you are at the end of your rope emotionally and unable to separate yourself from a stifling relationship, create a private sanctuary away from your shared space and wait for the opportunity to leave. So that may be a situation for some of you. Like I said, relationship. You may be kind of like, I don't know what to do, because maybe you live with this person, or maybe you have these emotional ties to this person or whatever, but you're being called to find an inner sanctuary, whether that be needing to create a physical space or just finding that connection to your inner self, your higher self, through meditation in whatever form, and figure out what it really is that you need. Because I'm not here to tell you that if it's relationship or job, career, whatever, living situation, like whatever, I'm not here to tell you that you have to end that. This is about you taking time to really look within and figure out is this a problem in my life, or is the way that I'm seeing this a problem? Am I creating a problem in my mind? Am I not being flexible? Am I not allowing, if it's relationship, people to be who they are, and I'm expecting things to be a certain way, so that I'm creating like this idea of how somebody should be? Obviously, if things are unhealthy and harmful to your personal self, your mental health, anything like that, your physical, I'm not here to encourage you to stay in an unhealthy situation, but sometimes we can have expectations of how people should be in relationships specifically, or how a career should be, how a job should be, how a home should be, and we don't really see exactly the beauty of what we have because we are looking only at what we think it should be like. So this is what you're being encouraged to do, is to truly look within and figure out, like, do I have some fault in this? Am I seeing this in a way that isn't realistic, that isn't allowing the situation to be authentic? Am I expecting a lot, or is it just not working out for me? Is this just not resonating with me anymore? Is this just not meant for me anymore? We cannot always stand against the winds that buffet us, but we can find ways to endure long enough for the winds to fall. This card asks that you take care of yourself during this time, keep up with spiritual practice to regulate your energy and mood, indulge those areas of your life that are whole and happy, ask for help from loved ones or healthcare professionals if needed. Remember, you have stood against storms before, this too shall pass. There was a common underlying theme with group number 1 as well, of like, you have gotten through tough times before. You have the wisdom and the strength within you to get through this and to realize what it is that you need. And there is a mention here of keeping up with spiritual practices. So whatever that be, like yoga, meditation, whatever it is for you, there is just huge energy surrounding your reading to really dive into your spirituality right now, especially during it being Scorpio season. It's all about that. Your affirmation is, my feet are firm and planted, my body is supple and strong, my heart is one with the universal love. I may bend, but I will never break. And that's where we began with this entire energy of this card, is that this situation will not break you. It might be hard, of course. It might be, this morning I was driving and I could not see much further ahead of me because there was so much fog, and that's where the energy came in of, this is a message that you haven't been able to see or that you need to see at this time. There was so much fog. I've not encountered that much fog to where I had to really, really, really drive carefully, obviously, but like even more so, drive slower and really just be aware of what's going on the road. And so like, that's what I'm getting with you, is like, you're only able to see 5 feet ahead of you. You don't know what's down the road. Is there a lake at the end of the road? Is there a meadow at the end of the road? Are there mountains at the end of the road? Is there a canyon? Like, you don't know what's at the end of the road. And the reason for that is because nobody outside of you is going to tell you what is at the end of your path, this chapter you're on. It is your higher self is guiding you to find that out for yourself. And I'm just here as a divine messenger to give you inspiration, encouraging love, support, to help you find out what's best for you. So we're going to read a little bit from the Gautama Buddha. His card is meditate. In deep states of silence, the ocean waters become tranquil, the waves still, and we find the treasures of the deep sea below our very eyes. Gautama, the Buddha, the liberated being of light, brings you this card as a reminder that you need to meditate more in your life. So there's further confirmation on that. When our thoughts are scattered, we are scattered in our energy, which is exactly what I was talking about. It's like, there's so much noise outside of you, and maybe even within you, because of all the outside noise. Maybe there's a lot of people telling you what to do in this situation. And if it's not a specific situation, it's just finding that, peace and clarity again. Maybe there's just a lot of outside noise. I mean, collectively there just is. So you may be an empath picking up on that. But there's a lot of scattered energy around you. That's like what I was picking up on the beginning with that tunnel vision energy. And so this is about you looking within, really truly looking within, centering yourself and finding out what's going to work best for you. You're the only one that has the answer. Don't look to a tarot reader, a psychic, a friend, a parent, a teacher. You are the person that's going to discover what's best for you. There's nobody outside of yourself. It's between you and your higher self to connect, reconnect again, deeper, on a deeper level, and figure out what's best for you moving forward. And if it's just that energy of finding peace and clarity in your life, there's nobody outside of you or nothing outside of you that's going to give you peace. True, authentic, real peace. It's going to come from within you and the connection you have to your higher self. When we are centered and dedicate time to sacred silence, then the universe becomes our oyster and we find the treasures of the soul within the waters of stillness. Dedicate time over the next week to precious silence. Dedicate time over the next week to precious silence and call in Gautama Buddha. Use the Mane Padme Hum, just sit in silence. In a world filled with movement, work, and endless noise, like what we were just talking about, silence is truly a precious resource and it is to be honored with love. Now is a good time to examine one's priorities and ask, do I prioritize other commitments over connecting with myself? Do I brush aside spiritual practice to focus on only earthly achievements? Without inner health, none is possible. Know, divine child, that true mastery begins within. No title, certification, or amount of money will bring you these gifts of contentment that the soul receives when one is connected to their inner self, which is what I was saying. Nothing outside of you is going to bring you that joy, that peace, that happiness, that solace that you're looking for, except for yourself. So, also feeling called, we're going to dive into some Moonology cards, but I am feeling called to say, if you are somebody that watches a lot of like tarot readings or anything like that to give you guidance, to tell you what your life's going to look like, what you should do, your higher self, I'm hearing it as stop that. Now, I'm not going to tell you to like stop, that, but your higher self is saying, just so take it for what you want. Your higher self is saying, stop that, because you're not going to find the answer, the real answer that you need outside of you. And if you keep listening to all of these perspectives outside of you, you're going to stay even more confused. So my messages, though I do use cards to deliver them, they are not meant to be fortune tellings. They are meant to be spiritual guidance from your higher self and light team. Messages that are just enough of what you need to hear to help you find out what is best for you. Not for me to tell you what's best for you. So if none of this even resonates with you, that's for you to decide, okay? If what I tell you doesn't resonate, don't take on messages from people outside of you, whether they be tarot readers or psychics or me or like anything that doesn't resonate with you. It's about like feeling into yourself, feeling what feels good to you. First quarter moon in Capricorn, unleash your kindest self. And first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. So this is about you being humble enough to understand that you do have the wisdom within you. Okay, this is about you being kind to yourself, being humble and realizing like, okay, maybe I'm looking outside of myself a little bit too much. I can accept that. Maybe this is something that I need to figure out for myself. Maybe I do need a little bit of silence. Maybe you're somebody, if you're not like looking for advice outside of you, maybe you're just constantly keeping yourself busy with like watching TV, listening to YouTube videos, listening to music, which music is therapeutic, but anything in excess is not going to be good for us. So maybe you are doing a little bit too much of distracting yourself because this situation has been difficult and hard for you to figure out, and so you're kind of like trying to calm the mental noise by having something playing in the background. So that's okay, in moderation. That I'm hearing, that's okay. But just remember that having some periods and moments of stillness is going to be very beneficial to you. So let's see what either confirmation or guidance your higher self, what else wants to come through from my nature deck that I created. And then, okay. We have rest, recharge with the turtle energy. So yeah, this is a period of time for you to just give yourself a break. Allow yourself to rest, to to meditate, to be in silence and stillness. Definitely confirmation. I did want to get an angel card as well as a mermaid card, because the angel card is going to be a very loving energy for you, loving guidance, and the mermaid card will be a healing message. This is just a time to just go within, be still, and allow the answers to arise, because that's the only way they're going to arise. And then you may find confirmation, you know, in the 3D world. You may find that after, but first it's going to begin from within you. So we have from the angels, make a wish. Okay, so this is about you setting the intention to connect with your higher self, to connect with God's source energy, and to keep your eye on that intention, to keep your mind on that intention. And I see, you know, this is about call upon your higher self to show you the way. This is like you looking, this is you, and this is your higher self's energy. This is about you being in stillness. See how there's nothing around her? It's like she's floating in the cosmos. That's kind of the energy that your higher self is calling you to be in, is to be centered and calm and still and quiet, and listen to the guidance, see the guidance, feel the guidance of your higher self. Make a wish that your higher self will connect with you and show you the way, and it will eventually. We have free spirit, and we have memories. Very interesting. Free spirit and memories. So I'm getting from the free spirit card that you are a very sensitive, kind, loving free spirit, and maybe this has gotten you, you know, memories of the past, of whatever situation you're in, or maybe memories of how happy you have been in the past but you're not feeling now, or how peaceful and content and connected you've been in the past but not really feeling that now. Just know that that's kind of a collective energy going on, but this is your true nature, the free spirit. So just, you don't have to focus on the past. There was that emphasis in group 1 as well. You don't have to focus on the regrets of the past, the remorse of the past, or just the memories that were good of the past, kind of keeping you stuck in a situation you don't need to be in. This is about just leaning into the energy of your higher self, leaning into the energy of your free spirit, and following the guidance of that. I see your true self, like within you, within your body, within your energy, but it's like your inner child asking to come to the surface. So I'm actually going to grab one more card, because I feel like with what I just said, I want to grab a card from the inner child deck, because I feel like there's one more thing that wants to come through to kind of confirm and wrap up the memories and free spirit cards, because I just feel like there's something missing. There's this energy of your inner child that is wanting to be seen, wanting to be heard. Joyful expression. It is safe to let go and have fun. So that is the same energy of the free spirit. So maybe you are finding yourself in a situation, whether it be career, relationship, like all the things we listed, and or just an emotional state of not feeling so free like you used to, not feeling so free to be yourself, to be a free spirit, to be joyful, to express yourself. And you are being called to, I'm hearing, let it go. So as you connect in deeper with your inner being through whatever meditative state, through silence, through being still, set out individual periods of time, even if it's 1 minute throughout the day, to just take deep breaths and be still, because that's going to help kind of regulate your nervous system, quiet those thoughts, and allow the clarity to pour in. So there's something about you're in a situation where you don't feel like, if it's a job, you don't feel the passion for it. If it's a relationship, it could be the same thing, or you're not feeling like you're able to be passionate or be yourself or be... Okay, sorry group 2. Apparently I ran out of storage on my phone and I didn't realize I was that close, but it was only like 2 minutes. Basically, I was just wrapping up the reading and saying that there may be something in your life, whether it be a situation, a relationship, a circumstance, whatever it is, or just an energy from within you where you're not feeling that peace, you're not feeling that, like you're not feeling like yourself, like you're not feeling able to be yourself, or you're not feeling like that passion, that joy, that excitement, that will to want to be yourself and express yourself in a certain way. I don't know if I mentioned it yet, but I was getting a lot of throat chakra energy, having to clear my throat. So there's something about you needing to find your inner truth and or speak it. So it's either finding it from within you and taking action on it, or finding it from within you and actually speaking it or singing it, if that applies to anybody. Maybe this is about, having the confidence again to sing, or to start a podcast or rekindle that, or any way you would use your voice, any way that you would express yourself in any kind of form, any hobby, any craft, anything that you would want to express yourself. Or it's just maybe not feeling that passion for a job anymore, not feeling that excitement for a relationship or that connection anymore. This is about you looking within you and finding out that only you have the answer to staying going, changing things, doing something, taking action. But this is all going to happen from you looking within and taking that time for stillness and taking that time for quiet, looking within, connecting, making that wish and setting the intention to connect with your higher self and have your higher self show you the way. So I intend that this will bring you clarity, not only through this message, but as you move forward with this knowledge, it will bring clarity into your life and possibly even some peace into your life about your current situation. If you are looking for more personal guidance, you can watch group 1 or 3 if you're called to, or you can reach out to me. The links are below for a personal mini spiritual guidance session for $11.11 during the month of November 2024. I'm doing this to celebrate and in honor of the 1111 portal, as well as I know the collective energies are very intense right now. It's very metally, it's very hard to navigate. So if you're looking for a little bit more personal touch on what's going on in your life, you can reach out to me. Like I said, the links are below in the pinned comment and the description box. I'm wishing you the very best. Just keep in mind that you will bend, but you will not break. You have the wisdom. You just need to find the stillness and the quiet within you to hear it, to realize it, to know the wisdom that only you hold. Do not need to look outside of yourself at any external circumstance, person, thing, whatever. It is all within you. Call upon Gautama Buddha if you're called for the next however much time you'd like to just work with this deity to assist you in finding your stillness and your peace and the answers that you seek. I am Carissa. This is Cosmic Connections, and you will see me in the next one. I am wishing you the very best and sending you lots of love and light healing energy. Goodbye. Hello, magical group number 3. Welcome to your divinely channeled message from your higher self about something that you have not been able to see and or that you need to see at this moment that you come across this timeless reading. I want to start off like I did in each of the other groups, saying that all of the groups are very connected, so if you feel called to another pile, definitely go ahead and watch that if you are called by your higher self to do so. Also, when I was driving on my way to the studio where I film, it was so foggy that I could not see ahead of me. So that's where I got the inspiration and the understanding, the download, that there was something that you needed to see that your higher self wanted to bring to the surface to be shown to you. When I connected in with your energy and your higher self, I was shown, your higher self came through in a visual and basically was holding in the palm of its hands your inner child and showing it to me like it was like a prize, but also like something that needed and wanted and was seeking to be seen and acknowledged and connected in with. So then I also heard you are being guided to follow the call of your heart. This may be in relation to relationship. This may be connected to career or what you're doing with your life on a grand scale, your life's journey. This may be just in general, maybe connecting in with your inner child more in your heart center. But there is an energy of inner child very much surrounding the cards that are shown, you have chosen the Heart Wisdom card, number 2, and the Ascended Master deity that wants to come through and assist you is calling, your higher self is calling for you to work with, if you would like to, if you're called to, is Krishna. And the affirmation is, I invoke my purest joy and happiness. So there is a heavy energy around tapping back into that essence of your soul, that essence of your inner child, that essence of joy and excitement. And like, I see you running through fields of flowers and being free and carefree to do this, and not feeling that judgment of society or whoever or whatever is around you, or whatever maybe even energetic constraints you may have been feeling. Like maybe you are a very free-spirited person, but you've just been feeling kind of like the collective energies. Maybe you're an empath and you're just kind of like not feeling so much like yourself. And or you are being called to follow the call of your heart in the sense of going after what you want. So this could be on a general scale of just like following the impulses, the divine impulses of your higher self and your inner child. Being silly, going ice skating, going roller skating, running through a field, swinging on the swings, doing cartwheels, things like that kind of energy. Or this is about you being in the world as some sort of like public figure, spiritual leader, a teacher, a caregiver, someone that does for others, whether that be delivering knowledge, taking action to help people, speaking your mind to enlighten the collective. It's about finding what it is that you desire to do with your life moving forward. So there's kind of two energies. There's like a general energy, it's like in general just being playful and carefree, but then there's also an energy of some people being drawn to group number 3 where like this is involving their life path, their next career move, their life's journey, their North Star, that kind of energy. So kind of two different extremes, just a general life day-to-day energy and or your life path, but that is what is coming through. I did this for group number 1 and 2, so I would like to do so for you as well. I read a little bit from the guidebook from these cards because it just really fit, and I felt like there were words in the guidebook that really needed to be heard by you. So we're going to begin with the Heart Wisdom card, number 2, and let's see. The back of your card actually has an affirmation. So it is, I quiet my mind to hear the song of my heart. So I am getting the sense that maybe some of you have been feeling like a lot of people are telling you what to do with your life or in a certain situation or how to find your joy and happiness again. But this is really going to be discovered within you by tuning into your heart. This is quite literally, Benny Blue is the main character that's in all these cards. This is quite literally you allowing your mind to listen to your heart. And he has headphones on because he's not listening to anybody externally or anything outside of him. He's listening to his heart. He's plugged in. His mind and consciousness is plugged into his heart. So that is what you are being guided to focus on right now. Heart Wisdom. The song of Benny's heart changes every day. It can be upbeat and thump along with his happy feet. Other days, it's slow and melancholy. Whatever the song, Benny knows he can always change it by tuning in to a different frequency. Your heart is big enough to embrace the world. You feel guided to help those in need and appear to have inexhaustible reserves of love for those who have been deprived or hurt. Your generous spirit has no limits, but even you can't be everywhere at once. Our souls are made to serve, but no one can be a cauldron forever. Even the great water tables beneath the earth are replenished. So there is an energy also of replenishing yourself, not giving too much to the collective in whatever way that may be, but tuning in to what is going to replenish your reserves, what is going to replenish your heart chakra, I'm hearing, what is going to replenish your inner child. Heart Wisdom asks you to take a step back and listen to the urgings of your heart. Have you been pushing yourself too hard in the service of others? Have you pursued the priorities of another over your own? Giving to others at the expense of the self can hurt even the most generous hearts. This card quietly requests that you take care of your own heart. To be of service to others, we must first help ourselves, and that's very true. It can be challenging to know what's right for you when you've spent a lifetime caring for others. Begin by tuning into your heart and listening to its guidance. Place your hands over your heart let your shoulders drop and relax in your body. So you can feel free to do this right now. For the rest of the reading, you can lay down and relax if you're able to, placing your hands over your heart, taking a deep breath and letting your shoulders drop and relax. Ask yourself what you truly want. Be honest and don't settle for cheap alternatives or easy fixes that ignore your true needs. Self-care requires a willingness to delve deep into oneself and to be open to new possibilities. When you feel calm and grounded in your answer and reassured of your path, you will know it is right for you. The song of your heart is playing beneath the clamor and clang of your cluttered mind. Tune in, listen. And your affirmation is, I quiet my mind to hear the song of my heart. The cauldron of my soul is refilled and replenished with love. So there was this underlying theme with group number 2 as well. If you were drawn to it, that's only for some people that that is confirmation for you if you were drawn to it. But there is this energy around you giving a little bit too much of yourself and or needing to find what makes your heart sing. I'm hearing it's okay to have a bunch of different facets of your personality, to be giving one day, to be more giving to yourself and replenishing and rejuvenating the other day, the next day. You don't have to always be the same version of yourself each day. And that is what is coming through with the Krishna energy. I invoke my purest joy and happiness. Krishna is a deity for the Hindu religion and embodies a lot of energy of like divine personalities, like we were talking about, having all of these different personalities from your youthful, the youthful essence of your soul, your inner child, to your creative aspects of your soul, to your the power aspects of your soul. It's just like a very light-filled energy, and I do see you, like what I was explaining, you in the meadow, like running through the flowers and playing your little flute and just like very much in tune with nature, very much in tune with yourself. So with all that being said, we're going to read a little bit about Krishna to just further evoke this presence, and also just know that if you would like to call upon this deity for the next period of time, however long that may be for you, you can do so, and he will help you to call in that energy of playfulness, of childlike wonder, of your inner child, and to feel more lighthearted. This is an energy of you feeling more lighthearted in your day-to-day life. So we have Krishna play. The joyfulness of Krishna has found you. This card is calling on you to become more playful in your life. It is much easier to become serious and get caught up in the rigidity of daily living. But when we tap back into play, we regain our vigor, activate our youth, and reclaim even our health. So yes, I'm getting the sense that you will definitely have restored health, more energy, more chi coming in as you connect in with your heart, and less with the things that you quote unquote need to do, the things you feel you need to get done. Of course, don't neglect your responsibilities, but carve out time for play, carve out time for fun, to do things that are fun. There are so many things that you can do for free, and not, if money is an issue, there's so many things you can do for free, to just have fun in your life. You're being called to have fun and to tap back into that. The parts of you that make you feel alive, and the parts of you that people find fun and youthful and people are drawn to. Krishna has journeyed with you to reconnect you to play. Connect with Krishna over the next week, and he will assist you in keeping the eternal wonder of the child fully alive and activated within yourself. So you are going through an inner child heart chakra activation right now. So just keep that in mind as we move forward in this reading. You're definitely being called to tap into your inner child. So with that being said, I want to connect in with the fairy deck and see what wants to come through, because I could sense that the fairies were around one of the groups, and it wasn't one and it wasn't two, and then I felt it as I connected in with your energy that the fae elementals are around you, and you can also call upon them to assist you. You just ask and thank them for their assistance in like lifting your spirit, lightening your heart, and bringing in the connection to your inner child. They will show you the way. They can send you healing and loving energy to assist in this. So, oh my gosh, wow. Inner child, wow. I love when that happens during these. Okay, the Fairy of Playfulness reminds you to make time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but stay safe. Wow. I am blown away with how that came through. First card that we chose together was the connection to the inner child. So you are definitely being called back to self, called back to home. Maybe you have been working, like if this is the career / life path, life journey, North Star, maybe you've been working towards something, calling it in, manifesting, doing all of the work, quote unquote, but not having time or for fun, or maybe you haven't been having as much fun with it. Either you haven't been having as much fun with this thing that you love to do, or you do still love it and enjoy it, but in your day-to-day life, like it's just all about getting everything done to get to a point of quote unquote success and fulfillment. But that fulfillment isn't going to come unless you have fun in your daily life. So yes, keep moving forward with what you're doing, of course, but follow the call of the fairies around you. Follow the call of your inner child and your higher self that is calling you to have more fun in your life. You're definitely, I can't stop wanting to emphasize, like, you're being called to have fun in your life, to re-spark what is fun for you. Like, don't just go about your day doing everything you need to do, whether that be at work or in your business or whatever this is for you. If this is relationship for you, like, this is calling for you to, whether it be friendship or a coworker or romantic relationship or a relationship with your child, this is calling for you to re-spark each other's inner child. However this applies to you, it's going to be different for everybody, to re-spark your inner child within you. And so this is going to be by like noticing the subtle nudges where, like, if say you're at a park and you're reading, or you're, there with your child, or you're just driving by a park and you see the swings and you just like get this impulse to get on the swings and swing for a minute, or apply this to anything that kind of just is like a little, it's going to be like a little nudge, a little spark, a little like oomph to do something. And then you're like, oh no, like, if adults don't do that, if someone saw me doing that, they would laugh. Like, who cares? Like, this is about tending to your inner child more than anything, more than societal expectations, more than peer and family and friendship expectations, more than anything. I mean, really, this is just, like I saw from the beginning, I'm being shown that visual of your higher self holding out your hands, its hands with your inner child, sitting there, just waiting to be reanimated, re-enlivened, re-sparked. There's just this high vibrational energy of Fae and your inner child coming through that really wants to be seen again and lived again and experienced again. We have purity. Always trust in the purity of your heart. Look inside your heart, and within it you will find the answer to your question. Yeah, so if there is anything that you've kind of been like uncertain about, or that energy you want coming back into your life of fun and freedom and passion, this is going to happen by following your heart. And following your heart means following those little nudges, following those little bits of guidance. Your higher self, your inner child, especially your inner child, is not going to scream out to you. Your ego is the one that's going to say, oh no, don't do that, that's super weird, like people are going to think that's weird. But I see you like in a tree house, like playing around, and it's like a big tree house where like there's winding steps, and there's like a part where you can like play. There's like different aspects, different levels to this tree house, rather than it just being one little thing that you hang out inside of. Is like you can go to this room, you can go to this room, and as the tree, it's like this huge, massive 200-foot tall tree, and you can just climb up and play in and swing around the vines. And like that's the energy that you're being called back into. That is the message that you're not seeing right now. If you're wondering why something isn't working out, why things are slow, why they're stuck and stagnant, why you're not feeling so much passion anymore, whatever it is, the question you have in mind, the answer you're seeking, what you're not seeing right now is that you are being called to have fun and to find that passion again. And if it's something you used to do as a child, or in your teens, or even last year, but you kind of let go of, or if it's something you've never done before, you're being called to re-spark those passions, to re-spark that inner part of your inner child. Your inner child, there's an inner child healing that will occur as you embark upon these things and you do these things that bring you joy. So I'm feeling called to the Oracle of the Unicorns now, because this is kind of like my deck, my go-to deck for messages of magic. So there's a lot of magic around you. There's a lot of magic within your inner child, surrounding you, and just urging, just calling to be connected in with again. Oops, just totally flipped those. Calling you to be in connection with again. So just know that if you're needing assistance with this, all that's required really is for you to call upon your higher self, your inner child, and the Fae of Light to, which ones are they having me tune into? I'm hearing middle, to give you these inspirations, to give you these ideas of what's going to bring you joy, what's going to bring you happiness, what's going to make you feel like you're in connection with that inner child. We have abundance. Enjoy the bounty of life. Your supply is unlimited. Blessings are coming to you. So yes, you do. I can sense that you have a lot of abundance surrounding you, an abundance of love, an abundance of prosperity, an abundance of joy surrounding you. And as you connect in with this inner part, this inner child part of you, that's how you will gain more access to this energy of abundance. It's found really, truly in feeling good. And when you play and have fun and do things you enjoy, that's how you feel good. That's how you feel good. So, okay, let's see. Discernment. All is not what it seems. Stay true to your knowing. Keep your dreams a secret. So really all this card is more of a card of intuition. This is about following your intuition. Things are not what it seems. Like, you might feel like silly for going out and running through a field. Like, we're going to keep using that example. Running through the flowers in a field and putting your arms out to your sides and your head up to the sun and spinning around in a circle and just feeling that energy of freedom. That may seem weird. It may seem like people will judge you, but all is not what it seems. A lot of times when people, let's use like society. If society were to judge you, if a person was to judge you for that, there's going to be kind of like two aspects of this. One, they will judge you, and that's because they are unhealed and disconnected to their higher selves and their inner child, and they're really just feeling a jealous energy because they don't feel free enough to do what you are allowing yourself to do. Now, two, somebody might see you and honestly just feel really inspired. Like, you might give them the courage and the inspiration and the excitement and joy seeing you in your power, in your freedom, in your passion. That might spark something within them to be like, you know what, people do that. People, they do go after what they want. They do run through fields and flowers and connect with nature and feel good. And I don't have to now feel suppressed and held back to do what makes me feel happy. So it's like you're setting off a chain of events that could even be part of your life's purpose that we were speaking of in the beginning. Just you being you is going to set off a chain of events where others in the external world will feel more comfortable and calm and excited to do what they want rather than anxious or scared or nervous to be who they are. So I'm getting a sense, it's kind of coming full circle, that you are here to help people be themselves by you being yourself. So if this is tied into your life's purpose, maybe you're sharing this on social media, or you teach a class and just you being your silly self will inspire others, or maybe this is just in your day-to-day life like we talked about, like you being yourself will help your family, your friends, your coworkers to connect in with their inner child and not feel so scared and constrained by society to do what lights up their heart as well. So it's like I keep hearing chain of reaction, like you're setting off a chain of reaction. It's a big part of your purpose here is, well, to be happy. Of course, I always say on the channel, your purpose in life is to be happy. But also, like, you doing that is setting off the happiness within others. So that's a very beautiful thing that you're doing, and you have a very beautiful energy. And I'm really grateful that you're here, and not only here at this, here to hear this message, but also here on earth to set off this chain of happiness and joy an inner child healing and connection. Awareness, live in the moment, be conscious of your thoughts, look for signs and guidance. So yep, that's exactly what we were talking about. This is about you tuning into your heart, listening to that quiet little guidance of your inner child. It's going to be like, I kind of want to go run through that field. It's not going to be like, hey, you go run through the field. It's going to make you, it's going to solve your whole, whatever in life. Like, that's not how it speaks. It's going to be kind of like, hey, I kind of want to run through that field. That would be kind of fun. But it's going to be really quiet and it's going to be really subtle. So this is about you opening up your mind, opening up your heart, opening up your awareness and your consciousness to what your heart is calling you toward. In each, this is a in each moment of the day kind of thing. This isn't just like one thing like, oh, start coloring. Well, okay, no, let's do something a little bit more bigger. This isn't like take on figure skating. Like, of course that could be it, but this is like, what am I trying to say? It's kind of coming through really fast. Like, this isn't just one thing, like one big thing. And it can be, but it also is like following the call of your heart in each moment, each day. So like on your way to work, maybe you feel called to go like a different way that's a little bit longer, but you get to pass this, like, we'll use the meadow again. You get to pass this beautiful meadow or this beautiful waterfall or this beautiful mountain range, and you get to see that on the way to work, and you don't usually take it because it's kind of longer and you just want to get to work. And that's like what we were talking about in the beginning, is like just taking all of the action, doing the thing to just get things done. You're being called to do what you need to do, but also doing what you want to do. What's going to light a fire within you. So go that extra 5 minutes, go that extra 10 or 15 minutes to be able to see that waterfall or that meadow, and to give yourself that, give yourself that fun and joy and peace, and apply that to anything in your life, anything and everything throughout your days. That is the call from your higher self. What you're not seeing is like, why is the passion not there? Why am I still feeling a little off? Why am I not feeling peace or fully content or happy in life? Because you're not feeding your joy. You're not feeding your inner child all the way. So I want to pull one more card from the Pleiadian deck. I felt a little bit of Starseed energy here, and I feel like they want to say something about your life's purpose, your life's mission, other than just the obvious of finding what makes you happy. So from the Pleiadians of Light for group number 3, what would you like to bring forth? We're going to just try to do one card. Okay. So to close off your reading, we have Passion. Oh my gosh. Wow. Wow, with the inner child and this card coming through, I cannot believe how synchronistic this reading is. So yes, this is confirmation that if you resonate with being a starseed, your star family is coming through now to say, follow your passions, because it's going to lead you to your abundance. It's going to lead others to their happiness, their joy, their passion, their abundance. The key to accessing your abundance that is in your vibrational vortex of energy is through following your passion, following your heart. And so not only will you access your abundance, but you will also help other people to access their greatest joy and abundance in life. By simply just being you. Even if nobody sees you do these things that you love. Even if you sit in your house and what you want to do is color, do puzzles, little crafts and stuff like that, that you're putting off an energy, a vibrational energy into the world. And so think of it like this. You could be sitting in your house and you could be like, I don't get this sense from you, but this is just to explain. You could be really negative, you could be really down, you could be really hard on yourself, and that is an energy that you are emitting from yourself. You're giving that off. And so that's going out into the collective, and then others, maybe empaths and just people in general that are sensitive to energy, will pick up on that. And that's what is going around, and then maybe they'll absorb that, and they will continue the cycle. The chain of events will continue on with them being hard on themselves, them being stuck in negativity, blah blah blah. Now say you sit, this is just an example for people that This is just an example so you can understand how the energy works. You don't even have to be seen doing this. Now, say you're in your house and you're doing your crafts and you're listening to your favorite music and watching, the shows that make you crack up. You're doing your puzzles. You're cooking and having really a lot of fun with the Fey elementals in the kitchen. You're sending off that energy instead. That energy of fun, loving passion, inner child connection, joy, laughter. You're sending off that energy into the collective, and others that are sensitive to energy will pick up on that as well, and then they will connect in with their inner child in that sense. So there's this aspect of you being seen and setting off this chain of events, this chain of action, of joy and love and playfulness, but there's also this energy of you not even needing to be seen if you don't want to be, and also sending off this beautiful energy for others to pick up on and connect into as well. So, group number 3, this was your divinely channeled message from your higher self about what you aren't seeing and or what you needed to see. Thank you very much for what you're doing. It is not a small thing, okay? You're here, you have a grand purpose in just you being yourself. I thank you so much for being here on Earth and as well as in this reading. I am Carissa. I am wishing you the absolute best, and if you are seeking any kind of personal guidance in any way, I have a special going on. All the links are below for the month of November 2024. You can purchase a personal, spiritual, little like mini guidance session with me for $11.11, as well as I have my full 30 and 60-minute readings going on as well. All of the links are below. Thank you very much again for what you are doing. You are very much needed, and I truly appreciate your energy. It is very high vibrational. It is very beautiful and magical. I am Carissa. This is Cosmic Connections, and you will see me in the next one. Goodbye.